Hello and welcome. Well, today is one of those days where I ask you to get all the young ones to come and sit by the television because they're going to walk away different from when they came to sit there. Anytime I have a big story, I call for the young ones if you have followed it. My name is Nanan Sakwa the Fourth, Akonwedu Masahini, and also your host. And today I am doing a profiling of one of Ghana's, I'd say quiet but very, very gallant man. Now on the screen is the story of his life. And you see that little thatch house, that's where it all began. And then he continued to Doma Secondary School, then to KNUST, before Ashanti Gold, and then the Sankofa Gold, and then he goes all the way to Nottingham University. Now, I'm asking, how many of us can start life in this shack? Work our way all the way around to Nottingham University, lecturing and researching, and end up being a doctor. These are the things that we are losing touch of as a country. Indeed, many of the people or the ruling class today started life like that, but somehow it's disappeared. That if you don't start from cantonment, airports, or Dansoman or something, your chances of ending up in the university in Nottingham becomes very, very slim. Folks, today I have in the studio Dr. Francis Boateng Agyenim. He's an energy expert and also Dean of Graduate School of Ghana Technology University College. What a lifestyle. Guy is a passionate engineer, and we're going to hear his story. Don't move. Well, thank you very much for staying, and it's a personality profile. And yes, I know, money personality profile, I'll be straddling along, sitting under a tree with my guest, but hey, if it has to happen, it has to happen. So my guest is in studio, and he's no other than Dr. Francis Boateng Agyenim. It's a man I fell in love with by listening to him on a couple of platforms, and I thought, I love patriots. This guy sounds like a patriot. It sounds very objective. I need to know more, and I was shocked to find out how humble his beginnings were. And I thought, this is a story we should all share. Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I am grateful.
I'm equally very grateful to be on your show.
Thank you. Doc, but I think you will have to start from Doma. That's where it began?
Yes.
This is somewhere in the 60s?
And I'm not that old. I'm just ugly. I'm not that old. It's actually started in the late 60s.
Okay.
And specifically, I was born into a very, I would say, humble family. Both parents were peasant farmers. And we lived in a very small thatch house in Doma Eskesu. And we have two Eskesus, Doma Eskesu number 1. That is where I actually come from. I attended school at Eskesu LA Primary and Middle School.
So that's the one we saw?
That's the one you saw, yes.
The thatch house?
That's the thatch house, yes.
But before we go to the thatch house, did you have any siblings?
Yes, I have got 7 sisters. I'm the only boy. We are 8.
Whoa.
And I also have 4 girls. No boy. So in my house, I'm always surrounded by women.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And out of the 7 sisters, where were you? The beginning or the end? Or
I think I was the 6th. Yes, we were 8 together, so I have 2 younger ones. So I was the 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have 5 big sisters.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up with all these girls in the house, plus your mother.
Yeah.
And how was it?
I think that I wouldn't be able to say it is tough or it was easy, but I must say that living with women has actually changed my perception about who women are. So I tend to have more women friends than men, because I tend to understand them better than men, because I'm always surrounded by women.
I see.
Yeah.
Would they bully you or did they protect you? I mean, you were the only boy. They'll probably protect you.
I think I'm a hard nut to crack. I must say. So they couldn't bully me, but they would always tease me.
Okay.
Because I was the only boy, sometimes wanting to do things like a woman, knowing very well that I'm a man. They will encourage me to go out there and have a conversation or go out with men instead of sitting home with women. But I must say that it was really an excellent experience living with women all my life. And that has somehow shaped my understanding of who human beings generally are. Because women, I believe, represent human beings more than men.
I think I share that.
Yeah.
I think I share that. But so who was your mom?
My mom is called Amajama. She's, I think, do I even remember her age? I think she should be about 83 years now.
Wow.
Yes.
Still alive?
Very strong. And she still thinks that she is stronger than me. At the moment, she's shuttering between Sunyane and Damascus.
Okay.
And she loves her farming. She's still going to farm, enjoying her farm.
At 80?
Yes, at 83. And that is why she believes that she is stronger than me.
Wow.
Because when we go to farm, even now, if I go home, we go to farm together, she will be able to do things that I'm unable to do.
Wow.
And she thinks I am not strong enough.
You're getting old.
Yes.
And how about your dad?
My dad unfortunately passed on, and she was 93. She had a really very good life. On the day that she actually passed away, he had cooked his own food.
At 93?
Yes, in the morning, because he was beginning to think that somebody would poison him, you know, when you get old. And so he was cooking his own food. It was a celebration of life. And I really owe a lot of what I have achieved in life to particularly my mom and dad, who did really very well, supporting me all along.
Did they go to school, both of them?
None of them could write. At the age of 90, my dad decided that he was going to go to school. Non-formal, if you remember, we had non-formal education. Yes. And he enrolled. So before he died, he was actually called SP because he was the senior prefect. The passion was that he wanted to read the Bible before he died.
Wow.
He wanted to read the Bible himself before he died. So yes, they didn't go to school, but my dad at some point could read at least the Tree Bible before he died.
Wow. Yes. Did you come from the home? I mean, in those era, they believed in the boy education rather than the girl education. Did that happen in your house, or? My
dad, fortunately for me, had lived somewhere close to Sunyane. Abisim is very close to Sunyane, and had seen the importance of education. So for all his kids, he insisted you must go to school.
Wow.
So for all my siblings, they all went to school. They couldn't go as far as me, I should say, but they all went to school. And he said that I will take you to school. It is your decision whether you want to continue or not. But for me, my duty is to take you to school. And that all my sisters went to school.
That's beautiful.
I remember one of my sisters had a child and decided to drop out of school. My dad insisted, I will look after the child. He had not completed Form 4. I will look after the child during the day, and you will go to school to complete. And truly, she completed the Form 4 at least.
Wow.
Yeah, so my dad was really passionate about education.
Was mom also supporting your education, or
my mom was a disciplinarian, I must say. My dad will make the decisions, but mom will implement it. And if she wanted to give you some beating, she will wait until you enter a room, and then she will lock the door. Give you some severe beating, following which she will ask you to stay indoors and cry. until she hears no cry, you will not come out. That would mean that outside the house, nobody knew that he had beaten you.
Wow.
So my mom was really, and she had her own ways of punishing you. Things like, if you don't carry firewood from the farm, then the whole of the week, there will be no hot water for you. And for every food that you eat, it must be cold.
Well, if you're not going to warm the food up.
Yes, because we need firewood to do the warming. If you don't pound the fufu, they will mix up. Initially, she will say she will allow you to eat the ampesi, banche, and brodier. But later, she said that no, you are getting it free. So they will pound all together, and then when you come home, it's cold. You cannot pound to eat, and you cannot eat it as an ampesi. She had her own way of
getting
measures, getting to you to do things.
You know, sometimes the period when it's happening, you know, she turns out to be too wicked. But you grow up and look back and think, wow, how it shaped my family, you know, how it helped me. I wonder if you also look back and think that, look, this woman really helped me.
I wish I could send my kids to my mom for at least 2 years to go through this training. But unfortunately, at her age at the moment, she rather pampers the kids. So sometimes if even I shout at my kids, she will say that, no, you can't do that. I said, yeah, but you were beating me. Yes, my mom is one of the people I look up to. She's my hero. And I think she did a really wonderful job, considering the fact that we were 8 in number. But she still put her feet down, and she wouldn't allow you to go astray.
I'm looking at this, what's it called, the Doma LA?
Doma Eskesu, number 1, LA, primary and middle school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where you started?
That is where I started.
So, I mean, what was schooling like then, you know, going into this shack, if I may call it?
When it began, actually I must say that I was not taken to school because I was not old enough when I started school. I was only 4 years.
Whoa.
The teacher would pass by. And by then we used to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have to touch the other ear before you are admitted to school. And the teacher would pass by and I would follow her. I remember this teacher very well. He was called Teacher Boampong. And Teacher Boampong, I would follow Teacher Boampong. By the time they were aware, we used to have slate. I had written exams at class 1 and passed, and I was going to class 2. So I went to class 2 when I was just 5 years.
Wow.
Yes.
So you just followed?
I followed the teacher.
Just go and sit in the class?
In the class, and then listen.
So you're not like a formal student?
No, I wasn't.
Just an informal student?
Class 1, I wasn't a formal student until I got to class 2 and they wrote my name in the register. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, well, he's passing in front of the house and he said, well...
Oh, teacher. By the time they are aware, I was already going to class 2. So, yeah, so I never...
had a formal...
Maybe it was a destiny. I never had somebody pulling me to bring me to school. I did it on my own.
Wow.
And those times I even didn't have any shoe. We had to walk barefooted.
Slate and chalk, there
yeah,
you go.
But I remember it now. I think it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
And then from there you went to Doma Secondary School.
Yes, even to go to Doma Secondary School was an issue. I wrote common entrance 3 times. When I was in Form 2, I was already 13 years, 12, 13, and then I wrote common entrance. I got 281. By then, you could get a government
I think it was
scholarship.
400 then, isn't it?
It was 400
maximum. Yeah.
281. I could get a scholarship.
Yeah, it was a good score.
Yes. My parents said that, no, you are too young. You couldn't go to secondary school at this stage, so wait till the next year. Form 3, I wrote it again, and I got 250. And Form 4, I got 211. Because I thought they were never going to take me to secondary school. So I had relaxed. And we had to walk 7 miles to the exam center.
7 miles?
Yes, on foot. to come and write the common entrance.
7 miles is far.
Yes, 7 miles, yes. From Damascus number 1 to Doma Hinkru, where the exam center was 7 miles.
Wow.
I think it wasn't that bad, I must say. By then we all worked together.
That's 11.2 kilometers.
Yes, 11.2 kilometers. It's how we set off. We would normally set off around 4 o'clock and then walk. And the exam was start at, say, 8 o'clock. So by 7 o'clock, thereabout, we are already in town.
On that note, I'm coming back and find out how many of us can do 10 kilometers to go and write an exam. By the time you get there, all the excuses, I'll need an ambulance, not an exam paper. Don't go say to you, I'm coming back. Well, thank you very much for staying the humble beginnings of Dr. Francis Boateng Agyenim. Doc, those days, how would Mom call you? I'm sure you know Dr. Francis.
Yes,
Boateng
Yao Boateng.
Is it?
Yao Boateng, yeah. Yao Boateng. In the village, they still know me as Yao Boateng.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But Doc, because of your immense achievement, I'll have to fast forward you. So you go through Doma
Secondary School.
Doma Secondary School. How was secondary school life?
Secondary school life was good. I remember 2 things. My first day in school, when I was bullied by those who went to international school, because they were about 10, 11 years, and I was already 15 years, and they thought I was too old. And I couldn't speak proper English, although in the village I was a champion. And I remember we had a subject, we had maths, and the teacher was passing by. He didn't know our class, so I was going to call the teacher because I loved maths. And I said, "Teacher, we are in maths." And then it became my name. We are in maths. Instead of saying that we have a maths class, I said we are in maths, and direct translation of the tree to English, and it became my name. So yeah, secondary school was good. I think I had lots of friends, and I still maintain a lot of these friends. So I really enjoy secondary school.
As for maths, I know you love maths. Then, so from Doma, you went to KNUST.
KNUST.
I mean, by this time, it's a huge leap.
Yes, I must say that I attended sixth form for Secretary Secondary School.
Okay.
Yeah, but I spent only 1.5 years, so you don't find it on my CV that much. And then I went to KNUST to do engineering. Yeah.
Now, looking at where you come from, you know, pick firewood, palm fufu. Where did the love from engineering come from? Because normally they say, oh, you pick up things from your surroundings, you saw your father do something, so you want to do it. So where did the love from engineering?
I think generally I love engineering. I don't like reading too many things. I love pictures. I love schematics, illustrations. And I think naturally, when we used to go to farm, you see things physically, you have to touch them. So the imagination of things around us, for example, I've designed something like cocoa dryer, which is an imagination from how we used to dry a cocoa with our hands. So the love for engineering is coming from our environment and the things I see. And also being very, very inquisitive. I'm quite inquisitive when it comes to wanting to know how a particular machine works. And that is where my love for engineering began.
So how did you travel abroad then? Because I mean, Daddy is a peasant farmer, Mommy is a peasant farmer. You've managed to finish Doma, done your sixth form, now go. By this time, were they funding you or you're funding it yourself?
No, I must say that I stopped taking money from my dad and mom, I think when I entered university.
Okay.
Because I thought that money could be spent better on my younger siblings. because of that, I wrote a book. I wrote a pamphlet. I used to teach with Akiola. Yes, I wrote a pamphlet that was called Abofo series that I used to sell in the secondary schools to make money and to look after myself. So,
pamphlets on what subject?
One was on chemistry, one was on maths. Wow. So I used to sell these to secondary schools around Kumasi to get some money to feed myself. And at some point, I was the only person who had a computer on my floor in Unity Hall because I had gathered enough money from the sale of pamphlets. And so, yes, it helped me a lot. That actually made me appreciate hard work and also having to do things on your own. Otherwise, I will have to go back to daddy to get money all the time. And the money was only from cocoa farming.
Wasn't that much?
It wasn't that much.
So you look at their syllables, do a pamphlet,
yes.
and then you go to the schools and sell it to them?
Yes, and I also taught Methodist day secondary school. And sometimes at Asantemai, when I was in the university, when I break after class, I'll go to teach in these schools and also on weekends so that I will be paid. So at some point, I was even full-time at Methodist Day in Kumasi, and at the same time doing my engineering program at KNUST.
Wow, wow. And Doc, let me divert a bit. That's one thing which I think on last Monday when I was doing That's My Opinion, I was saying that there are people who the first time they apply for a job is when they finish their masters. They've done absolutely nothing. I mean, school fees, everything paid for until they finish masters, and then they send their CV out to say, I want to work. I mean, that's that spirit. How do we bring it back?
Personally, if you ask me to bring this back, I will say that for all the students coming to the university, let us give them the cleaning job. They will clean the classrooms, and these will be deducted from their school fees. That's a good start. Wake up in the morning. You are in the first year of your university. Come and clean the classrooms. And these are shared. And the money that has to go to somebody for cleaning, picking water, preparing the food, for example, these will go to the students, and it goes to reduce their school fees. And I believe if we introduce things this way, it will make the students appreciate having to initiate things on your own, but not waiting to go out there with a CV showing nothing.
Is it elitism? Because students these days think that, oh no, this is beneath me. The job doesn't come with a desk, air conditioning, and the table, so therefore, I'm above it. I mean, I don't know. Is it elitism or?
Yes, I think so. If you want to be poor, then the first thing you do is to discriminate against any particular job. That is my belief. Yes, because I believe that if you really want to do well in life, there is nothing like this job is above me or this job is below me. You should have the courage to do any job at all.
Particularly when you are starting.
Yeah, when you are starting. When I was in Germany doing my master's in engineering, I was cleaning. I will go do cleaning in the factory, sometimes come back to the classroom so tired. But I still had to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to pay for my fees. So these same students, if we go out, we do cleaning. So why can't we do it here? So I believe that to start with, any menial job that we do in the universities, some may be responsible for, say, collecting the refuse and sending it to Zoom Lion or whatever. Some must clean the classroom. Let us start the students from this and let them appreciate this. When they become bosses, they will know that this is how painful it is to clean.
Wow. I don't want to miss, because we are in university, I'm sure by this time Mrs. Agyenim Boateng has popped in there somewhere, or did she come much later?
I met my wife in the university.
Okay.
Yes, I met my wife in the university, and we've been married for 14 years now. Yeah, she's actually the boss. I only implement what she says.
You see that?
And there is a saying in the house that if it will not kill you, then just do it. So whatever she says, if it will not kill me, I just go ahead and do it, and then I'll have my peace.
Sure, she's watching.
Yeah, but I think she's wonderful. She's been really very great. A lot of things that I have achieved is coming from her. If I want to do presentation, even before I come here, she will have to sit me down and walk me through. And sometimes my daughters are asking me questions if I'm about to go for interviews.
Wow.
And they will criticize. Sometimes it ends up with a fight, but you pick certain things from it. So I don't play with my wife and the kids. I think they are the backbone, and they have done a lot to make me what I am.
Four girls, yeah?
4 girls, yes.
Wow.
Four girls.
Yeah. And a queen.
And a queen, yes.
I think you have adapted the best strategy. If you won't kill me, I'll just do it. This.
Yeah, I will just do it and have my peace.
So what does she do, Mrs. Agyenim?
At the moment, she's only doing some part-time teaching.
Okay.
I have a belief that not that women should be at home, but the kids must be catered for until they are up to some point, especially between 1 and 8 years or 6 years. I really want us to be with the kids rather than a maid. So we've never had a maid. We do everything on our own. Yeah. So she does part-time teaching, lecturing on weekends, and then during the day, during the week, she takes care of the kids.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So after KNUST, we go abroad.
Yes.
And the first stop was Cardiff.
No, the first stop was Offenburg in Germany.
Offenburg in Germany.
Where I did my master's in energy conversion and management. Is energy techniques engineering. And that has to do with learning various energy sources and how they can be applied in different situations.
Energy is a hot issue in this country at the moment.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Energy alone can take up the whole show.
Yes, I love energy. I really love energy, actually. And at the time, I had grown to love solar energy in particular. So I specialized in solar energy engineering.
Wow.
And work
the Germans are very good with solar energy.
Excellent, excellent. Majority of what I do when it comes to techniques, I learned it from Germany because it wasn't just the classroom masters. It was 1 year classroom work, 1 year in the field. We were actually manufacturing. I was working with Geisel Solar Company. We were actually manufacturing, assembling solar panels and going out there to German homes to install them. Yeah. So that is where I learned a lot. And then I also worked 1 year afterwards with the company as an engineer. And following which I moved to the UK to do my PhD in solar energy engineering.
Hey, Doc, so we are in Dumso, and you are sitting on all this, this knowledge.
I think I have, yes, I have actually, I have been quite vocal when it comes to the direction with which Ghana is moving when it comes to energy. And I've also designed few things. I've not been in the country for far too long.
I don't know if they can flash some on the screen for us, so we...
Yeah, so I really love the energy, and I must say that, yes, I still do the energy stuff, especially something like the presidential initiative for Babes, and I did some of the design, initial discussion and design.
Put the solar
on the roof, yeah, for barbers and hairdressers and others. So yes, I still do them, but with my position as the dean of graduate school, I must say that it is not. I don't get full time to work on the solar energy systems.
Now let me quiz you, because you've come up with a machine that will dry cocoa beans.
Yes.
Now, on one side, I'm very happy because they probably dry the beans quicker.
Yes.
But then on the flip side, I'm worried that, hold on, and isn't it because our bean's got this funny thing to have this quality bean, and if we use yours, we may get plenty beans but no quality?
I think the drying has to be, as I understand it, it has to be at 2 different places. If you remember, we have drying.
Doc, let me catch you there. There's this the generator thing showing on the screen now.
Yes.
So for viewers looking at it, what are we looking at?
This is a solar generator, and the idea is...
Hey,
yes, the idea is we really want to mimic a generator. And I've come up with a design similar to that you put the inverter, the battery pack, and then the charge controller, everything in a small box like that. And then the panels are on the roof. This is mounted on wheels, which means that you can even put them in your living room, and there is no noise.
There's no carbon fumes?
No,
either.
there is nothing. So there is only a cable from the back of this to the panels, and then it will give you electricity.
So if you have a shop, you can just roll it in?
Yeah, you can. Yes, the idea is a design for shop owners and tenants. You agree with me that at the moment, people who are installing solar are those who own houses. Tenants don't have the chance of installing solar because one day they will move out of the house. So the idea is provide them with a movable and foldable one that they are able to move whenever they move from one place to the other. And for shop owners, we also can have them, push them out, use a small jack, raise it up during the day, and in the evening, when you close, fold them down.
You can just...
with something like a car jack.
Okay.
You raise it up, and then you can collect the energy with this sitting in your small shop. And in the evening, when you close, you fold them and push them to the corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I interrupted you on the cocoa bean thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can dry beans quicker at a shorter period, but then I'm worried we may lose that authenticity which your dad, used to produce.
I think you are right, but we should also not forget that we have got artificial beans that people are taking. So the taste might be justification, but I don't think it should be 100% such that we don't develop things for the farmers to concentrate on the farming rather than spending 2 weeks drying the cocoa. It takes about 2 weeks in drying it. And if you also go to the port, before they even ship them, they also have to dry them.
Okay.
So it can be used in either case. And so
and your machine will do...
It will do the drying.
In about 2 days?
Yes, but within 2 days, yes. I'm testing it. I haven't got the exact time, but it is estimated that within 2 days, you should be able to dry a reasonable amount of cocoa.
So, Doc, if I don't push you, I will never finish your story. But so you taught, you schooled at...
Belfast, Ulster University in Belfast. Yes, in the UK, yeah.
In the UK. And then again at, Leicester?
No. I schooled in, I did my PhD in Ulster in Belfast. Following that, I did research, solar energy research. That was where I developed what we call solar air conditioning. And it's one of the systems that I did in 2007. It was actually covered one of the journalists, Peggy Amadonko at the time, to show in Ghana. And after the research, I came back to Ulster to also teach and research.
Is that the solar air?
Yeah, this is the solar air conditioner that was developed to power offices. And following that, I came back to Ulster.
But there's a market for this? Oh.
There is a market, but I must be frank, it's quite expensive compared to the ordinary air conditioner. But for long term...
It cannot be. Do you know how much the electricity is to?
I think
within 2 weeks you would have paid for it.
All right, let me say that the investment cost is very high. But okay. if you look at the duration that it will elapse for maybe 10 to 20 years.
Can it work at night?
Yeah, the idea was, this is why mine was different. The idea was to store cold water, and that cold water can then be circulated in the night to do the cooling.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. I get for offices that work from 6 to 6 would be ideal.
It will be very, very ideal because it is based on a very simple principle of absorption. You use lithium bromide as a chemical and water, which have different boiling points. So if you apply heat to it, and as the water is cooling, then it causes cooling. And that cooling, the water temperature can come as low as 4 degrees Celsius. And that can then be pumped through what we call a fan coil to cool the room.
Wow. Yeah. Doc, so how did you Ghana Technology University College? How did they discover you, or how did you discover them?
Okay. I think all along I had said that I was coming home. So my choice of doing solar energy engineering was for this reason. So from Ulster University in Belfast, I became a senior lecturer and a course director at Nottingham University.
Nottingham University is what I was trying to get.
Yes, Nottingham University. I spent about 4 years with Nottingham University, and then I decided I wanted to come home and in any little that I can help. So I've been here for the past 3.5 years, and as the Dean of Graduate School. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to do a lot of solar energy engineering stuff, but I have trained about 1,000 electricians in Ghana on how to install solar.
Okay. Doc, do you find the system frustrating that, listen, here I am, I live and breathe solar, I wake up in the morning and the sun is beating the hell out of me, but I look out every day and the country is not saying solar?
If there is a stronger word for frustration, then maybe I could use that. But then I also have the patience, because I believe that it took Copernicus years and decades to convince people that the Earth was not flat but spherical. So I think it's a matter of time. We'll come to realize that it is solar. I'm looking at the energy situation in Ghana today, and President Mahama was talking about the fact that it is no more doomsday just yesterday, but rather it is some difficulties that we are going through. If you look at the energy situation and the direction with which we are going, mounting generators on a platform floating called car power, and looking at putting all our faith in Akosombo and Abuad. I mean, this is not the direction that I think we should be going. I personally believe that we should be moving to solar. I must say Energy Commission and Ministry of Energy are doing quite well in trying to introduce one kind of solar, which is solar photovoltaic, the conversion of light from the solar to electricity. But there is a second type which we have ignored, and that is called the solar thermal. When we were kids, if you remember, you could stand in the sun, use a mirror, and that mirror could burn a paper, or sometimes if you were as diabolic as me, you could even destroy the eyes of a sibling. This is the kind of solar that we've not taken advantage of. So personally, I believe 2 energy sources can solve our problems.
So you can convert sun to light and sun to heat?
Yes. The solar energy arrives on the earth in 2 forms. Light, so that we can see. Heat, we sweat when there is a lot of sunshine. So it is the electricity, the light coming from the sun, that gives us electricity. And the heat coming from the sun can be used directly. And in Boise and with all the thermal plants, all that we are hoping to achieve is to produce steam in excess of 550 degrees Celsius. And solar energy can achieve that because we have what we call concentrators.
Let me take a break and come back, and once I have an engineer here, because once we are told that once you have this solar farm, probably we all have to move to down south, and then from all the north cover the whole plate with solar panels so we can get electricity. How true is that? Don't move. Coming. Thank you very much for staying, and this is exciting. See why I said you should sit. Gentleman with such humble beginnings now is in a place where, with enough knowledge and technology to help their nations. Wherever you find yourself today, don't give up, strive hard and move forward. But while we are moving forward, Doc, I just want to find out if we go this solar and the way you're going, we probably have to move Boku, everybody, move everybody down, and then solar panel, or how does it work?
All right. Just as I explained at the beginning, we have two types of solar. If you talk about the big space, we are talking about the solar PVs. Installing big panels, solar panels, the ones that we are used to, in a big field to produce very little solar energy, in my opinion, it's not the way. It's not the way forward. Because these solar panels, the one that produce electricity, has a maximum efficiency of 14%. Some of them have been pushed to about 16%, which means that of all the energy that will be incident on the panel, only 14% is converted to electricity, which means that you need large areas to be able to power few electrical equipment. Let me give you an example. If you pick one of the panels, which is about that size, or that height, and maybe that size, it is about 250 watts. The 250 watts, 4 of them will give you 1 kilowatt. And for an air conditioner, is the one we have in offices, is about 2.5, 3 kilowatts. If it is 3 kilowatts, then you need 12 of those panels to be able to power
just that air conditioner.
Just one air conditioner. So that would mean that if you want to power 10 air conditioners,
you probably have to get the neighbor's roof.
The neighbor's roof. So the significant effect that, or the impact that this can have, will be for us to install these on our roofs to power essential equipment. And that is exactly what I must commend the government and Energy Commission are trying to do by giving out 2 panels, which is 500 watts for free.
Yeah, they were on the show talking about it.
This is where, sorry.
So that at least you can have your lights and...
Excellent. But the difficulty in that area is also the people who are installing them, a lot of them are not good technically. Even the orientation of the panel can determine how much energy you get from the panel. Whether there is dust accumulated on it or not, you clean them properly, it can change whether or not you have optimum. And the installation has been to install for the whole house, which I normally don't advise. I would rather prefer you install for essential equipment so that you use them on daily basis rather than storing them and using them when ECG goes off. So that type of solar can have significant impact if we all decide to install on our roofs.
So at least everybody took their lights off the grid.
You took your light, then these will be freed for the industry. That is one of the things I think we should be doing. And then the second aspect, which I believe we should be actually thinking about, is the use of these concentrators in powering our power plants in Ghana. Yes, that is possible. We have what we call heliostats, or compound parabolic concentrators. And these are used in increasing temperatures to about 1,000 degrees Celsius. And what we have here, what we need in running a power plant, is only 550 degrees Celsius.
Look, are these things real practicable, or are they just in
Yes,
textbook?
they are. I think anybody who is listening or watching this show should just Google heliostats or concentrators, concentrating power plants. I think just recently, it was in the social media that Morocco was planning to install 680 megawatts. It's coming from this system.
Wow.
The whole idea is concentrating the power and then producing steam at a high temperature to turn a turbine. Power plant operation is quite very, very simple. It is all based on the principle of turning a turbine. So if it is hydro, the turbine is down there and the water is up. So as it falls, it impinges on the surface of the turbine and then it turns it. If it is a thermal power plant, all that you are doing is the oil that we are buying is to produce steam. And this steam will come out with a high pressure, impinge on the surface of the turbine and turn it.
So you just get the sun, get the heat and turn it. Doc, you're very young. You have achieved too much.
Yeah.
So my unfair question is, what next? Because you can't retire now.
I wouldn't say that I have achieved too much. I think I haven't done much. If I look at, I don't see it as much because these are just some basic things that I think anybody at all can do.
Not many.
That's how I see it. I really love engineering, and I think some of these things are really, really very basic. It doesn't take any high IQ to do it. I think it's coming from our upbringing and also the way we are taught. I developed most of these things, these ideas, when I was a kid because I lived in the village and saw things, did things with my hand. And then when I had the opportunity to work with the mining company installing machines and also to study in Germany and seeing how they do things, it gave me the confidence to go out there and think and bring out some of these ideas. Wow. Yeah, so I don't think it is much.
Well, so still, I mean, what's the next plan to set up your solar project?
At the moment, I do lots of installations. I design systems for companies to install. But what will actually make me happy is that one day I am able to come up with a solar power plant for use in various communities. For example, we don't need to have a centralized system like Akosombo feeding power to all parts of the country. But rather, if you go to Domahinkro, you have a power plant that supplies the Noba community, a very decentralized system. If I'm able to develop one such system, then I'll be really, really happy. I've got a plan for it, but I haven't been able to achieve it.
How do at the moment, how are you combining, very briefly, I have about 30 seconds, how are you combining being a dean and being an inventor?
I think it's very, very difficult. And that is why I congratulate my wife and because she's been very, very supportive. Because sometimes I'm not home. I have to work all through on weekends because I still have to work as the dean of the graduate school. It's quite difficult combining them. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But before I go, the number you need. No, Doc. What's your number? Just in case somebody wants all these designs or want to call for a proof. Do you have a safe number that you can give out?
All right. Then I have got 020-2698-369.
Say it again.
020-2698-369.
So if you want to find out if any of these things are true, all these hello this and hello that, you can call the number. But if you want a shirt as nice as what I'm wearing, it's 024-366-2001. You want a nice shirt like what I'm wearing, it's 024-366-2001. They're called Tantis. They're just by Nyaho Clinic and Airport. But if you're all over in the country, they will just whack it and post it to you if you want one. Thank you very much for watching, and glad you brought the kids to come and watch. Thank you. Doc, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope it's not a mess.
No.